A woman who is 1.5 meters tall can eat a whole pig by herself. After eating, she falls asleep and does not gain weight. She just murmurs the name Ryan. However, she goes crazy whenever she wakes up. Dr. M speculated that she has amnesia now, and he doesn't need to ask Ryan. They already know that Nami was found inside a cocoon. According to him, it's like an insect undergoing metamorphosis. Humans are being packed into cocoons and then slowly mutating. In the end, she becomes a member of Bug Beast and may retain some memories. This is also the first time Dr. M has encountered this situation, so there is currently no solution. Although Clara has worked in the Bug Beast department, she has never heard of it either. And at this moment, Nami went crazy again, shouting Ryan's name loudly. Dr. M said meaningfully, "Your name has become its cry, clearly calling your name, yet unable to recognize you. This is truly ironic." Ryan felt upset after hearing that. He returned to his residence shortly thereafter. Seeing Granny's photo made him even more sorrowful. At this moment, Clara burst in. "What do you think this is? You probably haven't eaten much these days. Although you don't need to consume a lot of food like before to feed the ants in your body, you still need to eat." Ryan also agrees with her. "Why did you take so much food? Is someone else coming over?" Clara immediately protected the 4 bowls of instant noodles. "These are all mine," said Clara. Ryan didn't say much. Shortly after the meal, Ryan's mood became much lower. It has been half a year since Nami lost her younger brother and parents, applied to join the pest extermination organization, mysteriously disappeared, and now turned out like this. "It's all my fault. I couldn't protect her," Clara retorted immediately. "How could this be your fault? You have tried your best. There will be a solution." Upon hearing this, Ryan's eyes became sharp. "We must find Luis. As long as we find the guy, we can definitely solve all the problems," Clara comforted. "We will definitely find him. That's why we formed this team, right? Then I'll leave first." "See you tomorrow," Clara said goodbye, and did not leave immediately. She knew Ryan was feeling bad at the moment, so she came to check on him. And at this time, in the laboratory, Dr. M is showing a strange smile. "Don't be so angry, it's just a genetic check. You are currently in a state of incomplete awakening, so you cannot determine what species it is. I'm really looking forward to what kind of results there will be." Dr. M stared at the screen in astonishment shortly after. "This is really beyond my expectations." At the same time, in a certain forest, an ordinary reaper is desperately fleeing. And behind him, closely following, are 2 spider beasts, but the 2-legged one cannot outrun the 8-legged ones. Seeing no way to escape, the reaper fights back with his gun. He had not expected the 2 spider beasts to be so vulnerable. Seeing this, he could no longer contain his excitement. "Look! You little worms! You are nothing!" Suddenly something appeared behind him, and he immediately reacted only to find that it was his companion. Now they were all wrapped up like zonzi and hung up one by one. He was scared stiff on the ground, only to realize that another spider beast had come up behind him too. As he looked up, the spider beast's fist came crashing down. He tightly closed his eyes, and only after a long time did he realize that the attack had missed him and hit the ground instead. But both the spider beast and his squaw-mate were nowhere to be seen. He pounded the ground with regret, questioning why he hadn't intervened to save them. Suddenly, a sharp horn emerged from the ground, followed by a giant monster wielding pincers breaking through the soil. The only fate awaiting this reaper was a dead end. The next morning, Ryan once again entered the interrogation room. Dr. M told him that the purple bug refused to say anything, but it mentioned that it would only speak to you. Upon hearing this, Ryan directly asked the purple bug, "I heard you have something to tell me. You don't need to speak, just nod or shake your head in response. So where is Luis? And how is your blue pill made, purple bug?" The purple bug let out a mocking laugh. "Have you received the gift from that girl?" Ryan broke the glass with a punch. The killing intent in his eyes was unmistakable. What did you do to her in the end? Purple Bug said calmly. I was just conveying that person's message. Without the ability of Ant, you are nothing. He told you not to struggle in vain. There are no more heroes now. Shortly after, the alarm bell rang and Clara rushed into Ryan's room. Ryan had a mission squad ping Mountain lost contact, and now only we can depart. Ryan was ready to go when Dr. M asked him to wait a bit longer. Several minutes later, they flew to the sky above Ping Mountain, and Luca flew ahead to scout the path. Then he saw that the mountain was covered with spiderweb-like substances. This is a powerful and extremely cunning scorpion beast. It clearly possesses an indestructible body. Not even a laser cannon can harm it in the slightest. But it always likes to bury itself in the ground. It will seize the opportunity to emerge from the ground and take lives. Just a few minutes ago, Ryan and others arrived in the sky above Ping Mountain. They saw that the place was covered with spider webs. Luca took the first shot. He fired a few shots, creating a passage, but in less than 2 seconds, the spiderweb restored itself. He also wants to use more intense attacks. He was suddenly entangled by spider silk on his feet and mechanical hands. He found the spider beast appeared below him at some point, pulling him down so Luca couldn't move. The ladybug beast sneered. How embarrassing to be caught by a few bugs! With that, he dropped directly from the helicopter. In an instant, he shredded the spider web and those spider beasts. He also glanced back playfully at Luca and said, Seeing you like this, how would you survive without me? Seeing this, a few people landed on the ground. Luca did not pay attention. Ryan had just wanted to suggest splitting up to search for the missing people. Ladybug Beast intervened, saying it was unnecessary because those people should all be hanging here. Since that's the case, let's rescue them. Luca, you are in charge of keeping watch. At this moment, a not yet dead spider beast was desperately pounding on the ground, confusing Ladybug Beast. Ryan was the first to become alert, sensing that something was approaching. Quick, hide! He warned. As soon as he finished speaking, a giant beast burst out of the ground, and everyone quickly drew their weapons. The insects also pushed their abilities to the maximum limit of 20%. Clara took the first shot. She restricted the movements of the scorpion beast. The ladybug beast quickly followed up and struck with 100 cuts. After finishing, he called out to Dragonfly, It's your turn now! Luca was also well prepared. A high-energy cannon was already fully charged and hit the scorpion beast squarely. Ladybug Beast smiled triumphantly. Just then, a giant tail swept towards them, and Luca shouted. A large pincer appeared in front of him. But now, he was already too late to flap his wings. Fortunately, Ryan timely knocked the huge pincer away from the Ladybug Beast and Clara without any injuries. They were just shocked with confusion on their faces. What on earth is this thing? Our attacks are completely ineffective. Scorpion Beast also taunted, saying that your attacks are like tickles to a shrimp-like little worm, completely ineffective. With that, it struck a bodybuilding pose, boasting, I am hailed as the death giant of the Skyworm organization. My perfect body was personally crafted by that great person. Luca, who has never seen the world, has no idea about such a thing. You can't even tell that it's human-shaped at all. Ladybug beasts express that they mostly maintain the appearance of insects. Ryan also said that he had encountered a few guys like this before. It's possible that Luis has someone more powerful in his hands than this guy. Nonsense. In this world, I am the strongest. Ladybug Beast leaped into the air and said, Only fools who rely on brute force. Speed is our strong suit. As soon as he spoke, Scorpion Beast's tail swept towards them. Both of them were hit. They fell helplessly towards the ground. Scorpion Beast taunted, What did you just say? Ladybug Beast was very dissatisfied. If I could fully awaken, I wouldn't have to be so stifled. Suddenly, he spurted a mouthful of blood. The Scorpion Beast emitted a strange laugh. I forgot to tell you that even if you were just scratched, you will be poisoned. It was about to launch an attack when a sound of impact came from its back. Luca's attacks are completely ineffective, but he still managed to attract the attention of the scorpion beast. At this time, Clara and Ladybug Beast grabbed it again. Ladybug Beast shouted, "It's now!" A flash of lightning can be seen. Ryan has arrived in front of the scorpion beast, as the green electrical flow pulses. But his Chinkang sword unexpectedly shattered. In a moment of crisis, Luca stood in front of Ryan. The two rolled out more than 10 meters before stopping. When Ryan looked up, Luca was already lying still. Clara and Ladybug Beast were also in a terrible condition. Ryan cursed silently in his heart, thinking, "Am I really nothing without Ant?" At this time, he saw a backpack not far away, and Scorpion Beast had already walked up to Clara and the two of them. "What foolish traitors you are! Once I capture you, I will be able to ascend to the throne of 6 feet." Just as the situation was on the brink of disaster, Ryan's figure flashed by, only to see purple sword lights rising from huge pincer. In the next moment, that huge pincer became fragmented. Scorpion Beast was shocked and angry. "What have you done to me, you bastard?" I saw Ryan land slowly. He was holding 2 blood-red broken blades that I had never seen before. "I will tear you apart." He no longer has Ant, but he still has a strong physique. Dr. M made a pair of short blades for him. This is made from the sharp blade of a bug beast, which can cut through iron like mud. This is also Ryan's only major reliance to deal with enemies. He had just taken out 1 claw of the weapon Scorpion Beast when it was cut into pieces. Ryan is a simple one-cut again. The other pincer of Scorpion Beast has been cut off. It can only attack Ryan with its tail now. But the seemingly indestructible tail was instantly cut into 18 segments by Ryan. Ryan then pressed the Scorpion Beast to the ground. He first used a short blade to give it 2 strikes. Then he stabbed one of them into its chest. Listen carefully, no matter how powerful you become, we will definitely win. So you better tell me quickly, where is Luis? The Scorpion Beast let out a sarcastic laugh. Even if you know where he is, what can you do? Anyway, you can't even get close to him. Don't think you're so great. Suddenly, the ground collapsed, revealing a big mouth. Ryan's face was full of horror, but he couldn't do anything now. At the critical moment, Luca's figure flashed by and saved Ryan from the monster's mouth. The others were also just transferred to a safe place by him. Ryan felt a sense of powerlessness again. The deep pit in front of him was something that human strength simply couldn't accomplish. In the evening, the insect trio gathered together. They began discussing the battle in the afternoon. Ladybug Beast said that Ryan's delay in taking out the weapon clearly showed that he was holding back something from them. Clara did her best to defend Ryan. If it weren't for him, we would all be dead by now. The Ladybug Beast grumpily tugged at the restraining collar around its neck. If it weren't for this thing, I could have taken down that big guy on my own. I never thought that we would be fighting for them, only to end up being controlled. Luca also said that this is because we are in danger. Ladybug Beast immediately turned back in dissatisfaction. Dragonfly, do you also feel that it is only natural for us to be controlled? No, just because you've worked with humans for a few days, don't think you can become human again. Don't forget why you were sent here in the first place. I heard that what you did was much worse than what I did. Not only did you capture a van full of students, but you also slaughtered an entire camp. When Luca heard these words, he felt really bad, and Clara angrily called out to Ladybug Beast, but Ladybug Beast remained indifferent. Am I not right? Maybe we are being controlled because of him. At this moment, the voices outside the door interrupted them. It seems that the bugs are all very active. They truly live up to being bugs, recovering so quickly. The new person is the former branch leader, Dark Cloud, who is now serving as the strike team's chief captain and also a carrier of insect genes. Ladybug Beast immediately expressed dissatisfaction, saying, "Look at this guy, wandering around who knows where every day, and now he's back pretending to be the chief captain here, Dark Cloud. Ladybug Beast showed fierce eyes and said, "What an arrogant little guy! Haven't seen the captain for so long and dared to be so rude. Today, I will teach you a lesson." As he spoke, he was already halfway through beautification. However, Clara and the others had very nonchalant expressions. "Stop pretending and showing off," they said. Dark Cloud didn't get upset even after being exposed. "Children, do you know what I just did? I also feel that it's not right for them to limit your abilities. So I propose to lift the restrictions. Isn't that great? But the outcome is still uncertain. All the small captains and above-level personnel must attend the meeting. So where did your small captain go?" And at this moment, after Ryan returned, he squatted outside Nami's detention room. Nami had already eaten and fallen asleep, but she kept muttering Ryan's name, which made Ryan feel uneasy. Dr. M also walked over. "So amazing, right? Such a little kid actually ate a whole pig's head." Ryan ignored his ambiguous remarks, and also saw the Blood Reaper blades on the ground. "So, are you here to return the weapon to me?" Ryan held the short blade tightly in his hand. "No, I want to find that guy. I need more power." Meanwhile, in a certain secret room, Luis is experiencing unparalleled power surging through his body. He has now merged with multiple insects, and outside the secret room is the meeting place of the highest cadre of the Skyworm organization 6 feet. A yellow and gray little worm is approaching with small steps. A figure appeared on one of the 6 stone pillars. Seeing this, the little yellow worm opened its mouth and shouted loudly. 6 feet cadre assembled. A cold light flashed by. Its voice suddenly stopped. The man with black hair on one of the stone pillars spoke first. "What I clearly heard was the 6 feet formation, but why is there something that doesn't belong in it?" She was originally a girl with no background at all, but she unexpectedly gained 3 extra eyes. Now she has become a fierce member of the Skyworm organization through a single leap. This is all thanks to her classmate boy with glasses. When he was attacked by Bug Beast at the school's trash dump, he actually used her as a shield. This resulted in her occiput being injured. But there is no way that heaven will not leave a path for you. Anna from the Skyworm organization found her at a low point. They fed her a worm. From then on, she embarked on an irreversible path. She not only sought revenge on the boy with glasses, she made him become an ugly giant reptile. She has gained a lot of merit in several battles. Her status is now even higher than the original Anna, becoming the 6th foot of Skyworm. However, the 4th foot is very dissatisfied with her, and threatened that 6 feet is not something any Tom, Dick, or Harry can sit on firmly. She just glanced at him. At this moment, a blood-red fist shadow struck towards Jonas and easily sent him flying. He glared at his assailant Otis, full of anger. "You're looking for trouble, Otis." To which Otis responded with anger. "It's his choice. You should not meddle." And with that, the two engaged in a heated exchange. At this moment, a weak voice sounded. "This place is truly dreadful, so dreadful that it completely lacks the sweetness the brain can sense." The person speaking while drinking was the 3rd foot, Drake Light. "By the way, who's the winner?" Suddenly, a light ball flew past him. It directly took away his hands. On the second try, Mark looked at him with a mocking expression. "If you have nothing better to do, let's have a round then." Drake Light was a little annoyed. "Are you looking to die?" Even if Bubble, that guy's opponent, suddenly had some flesh stripped away by a spike. He fell silent. On the contrary, Mark was aggressive. "Say it again. What happened to that guy's opponent?" He leaped onto the stone pillar where Drake Light was speaking in a much weaker tone. "That ladybug who killed Bubble is not very strong," he said. 3 years ago, I saw him fight at Club 6. I never expected Bubble to lose to such a waste. If it were me, I would definitely win against him." Mark then delivered a knee kick to his abdomen. "How many times do I have to tell you? Do you think everyone in the 6 feet cadre is as useless as you? Listen up. 6 feet is the strongest among the generals. Anyone who dares to provoke 6 feet, I will personally kill that guy with my own hands. After saying that, Mark walked back to his own pillar. At this moment, the battle between Jonas and Otis has not ended, but there is an old man crying at the scene, just as the two of them were about to fight again. The old man suddenly opened his mouth wide. An invisible sound wave attacked the two of them. They immediately dodged and disappeared on the spot. Everyone present covered their ears tightly. Mark shouted loudly, "Old man, don't speak casually." Upon hearing this, Old Man immediately covered his mouth. He weakly apologized, and it turns out he is the first foot of 6 feet old Ma, so everyone should stop fighting, including you. Mark feels the situation is very bad. He turned back and said, "You come and clean up the battlefield." But suddenly, he widened his eyes. Even Drac Light himself looked puzzled. When did half of my face and arm recover? Otis and Jonas' injuries are also amazingly healed. At this time, the little yellow worm shouted like nothing had happened. 6 feet cadre, assemble. The dark figure next to Jonas finally spoke up. You really were careless. You fell under my hypnosis so easily. Jonas also looked surprised. When did it start? Mark laughed heartily. It's really embarrassing that we were completely defeated by a junior. Only Old Ma remained calm and composed. At this time, all 6 people trembled at the sudden appearance of a powerful and terrifying pressure on the scene. A voice came closer and closer saying, I am very disappointed in your performance. I am beginning to doubt your abilities. As the voice spoke, Luis approached on horseback step by step, saying, Regardless, the war has already begun. Calling it a war seemed a bit far-fetched. After all, they were just food. Always remember, we are the hunters now. The moment of hunting has begun. It's really hard for monsters to try to be good, although they have done some outrageous things. But they have now turned over a new leaf. But the Clara trio helps to organize and fight against monsters. Instead, they were shackled with restrictions on their abilities. That shackle limits their abilities to 20%. This not only reduces their work efficiency, this also exposes them to danger. Last time they faced the Scorpion Beast, they almost suffered a total defeat. So the strike team captain applied to lift the restrictions or increase the limit. All members above the rank of little captain must attend the discussion meeting. This meeting will be chaired by the short-haired man. According to him, the restraining collar is specifically developed for the bug beast. And the 3 members of the squad are all bug beasts. Now Dark Cloud acts as the team leader. Ryan serves as the junior captain. Short-haired man emphasized that these 3 individuals have all caused varying degrees of harm to humanity. First up is Clara. She teamed up with Ryan in the last major battle against the enemy, and her actions were recognized by the organization, which is why she joined the Pest Extermination Organization. But she also admitted with her own mouth that she had been involved in a previous incident of kidnapping humans. So the organization gave her the restraining collar to wear for a period of time after observing her. She has stronger social skills than little Captain Ryan. She is also the only strike team member who is perceived positively by the organization. The problem lies ahead. Member, Ladybug Beast. This person needs no explanation. He is undeniably evil. He used to run Club 6. He was also involved in the production and sale of the yellow insect pills, which harmed countless people. So he has also had many battles with Reaper. The main reason he joined the Pest Extermination Organization was simply to seek revenge on the Skyworm Organization. No one can say for sure whether he will turn his gun against humans in the future. Dark Cloud's somewhat guilty explanation, but he hasn't caused any trouble since he came in. At least his restrictions can be increased a bit. This shows that Ladybug Beast is such a person. Ryan, why did you let him into the team in the first place? Ryan just said it was because we were short of people. Dark Cloud is a bit confused. Wasn't there another ladybug monster with you guys before? Ryan did not answer this question. In fact, He did invite Ladybug to join the group at that time. He also needed the help of Ladybug very much, but was decisively rejected by Ladybug. As you know, I am a fighter. And my fist is not a heavy fist that bears the fate of others. It is born to defeat powerful opponents. So I will only enjoy my own battles. I will keep winning, and sooner or later we will meet again. When that happens, you must call me Big Brother during the distraction of Ryan. The short-haired man has already talked about Luca. Dragonfly caused hundreds of deaths in just 2 days. He was severely injured by the Purple Hair branch director at the time, taken for treatment, and then locked up in a prison cell. However, he was immediately attacked by the Skyworm upon entering, and it took the opportunity to destroy the cell and escape. At that time, people were being evacuated from the area. When the flying insects attacked the building, it actually took out those insects and protected the humans. After that, it was taken into custody by Ryan, who was supervising him. Now he lives in the city with his parents. Their situation has been discussed. The question is whether to raise their limits. Please give your opinions. A yellow-haired man directly expressed opposition. He is the team leader of the science division, Drake. Even with the restraining collar on, I feel they are already strong enough. It's just right now. We can't let a rabid dog that bites people anytime go out without a muzzle, right? Ryan got a little angry when he heard that. Team leader Nora yawned heavily. I think the metaphor is incorrect. Dogs at least obey, but they are insects. Dark Cloud also did not expect Nora's attitude to be like this. He raised concerns about the last battle, saying that the children had already performed to the best of their abilities, but still couldn't defeat the enemy's bug beast. The person on the other side spoke up, saying that they indeed needed power, but the target was not the 3 members of the strike team. This person is Emmett, the leader of the tactical team. He lost 2 branch leaders in the war 2 years ago and barely survived. I feel that their brutal power still cannot be trusted. Dark Cloud is simply speechless. At this moment, Ryan spoke up. So are you scared? Are you afraid of being betrayed by the strike team bug beast? But that is at least after the destruction of the Skyworm organization. The whole scene fell silent. Eric only spoke after a moment, breaking the silence. That's it for today. We were just discussing. Everyone can go back and consider the direction for improvement first. At this time, Luca had already said goodbye to his parents and left. Although his parents tried their best to keep him. But Luca didn't know when he would be sent on a mission. But he had just flown out not long ago when he realized he had forgotten his hat. So he turned back, only to see his parents walking towards the city wall with their bags on their backs. Then they moved the grass pile to reveal the hidden entrance inside. Luca was very puzzled but just watched them climb out from the hole. It is well known that Clara always likes to stick around Ryan. Ryan, unfortunately, treats her as a brother. Ryan had just returned to the room when he heard voices in front of him saying, "The way you look, the outcome of the meeting might not be good, right? Anyway, thank you for your hard work." Ryan asked her why she always showers in his room, but Clara shrugged it off, saying, "Because the water pressure in my room is very low." By the way, are those cadres very annoying to us? Ryan is also a bit down. Everyone is too stubborn. I even argue with him a bit. I don't know if it will make the situation worse. Suddenly, his cheeks were pinched. Don't take it to heart. Even though the result is not satisfactory, you tried your best, didn't you? And now we are 20% stronger than all of our previous efforts combined, so do not worry too much. After saying that, she flashed a smile at Ryan. But where did the other people go? Ladybug Beast should be sleeping. As for Luca, he hasn't come back home yet. They don't know that Luca is crawling in the pit now. He doesn't even know there is a hole under the city wall that leads outside. He should have stopped them loudly just now, because his mind was too confused, and he missed Luca. He had to quickly catch up with his parents and figure out why they left. Suddenly, he wondered if it was because of himself. After all, Luca's parents are both excellent doctors. They didn't expect that their child turned out to be a murderer. But at that time, they thought they were also victims, so they accepted Luca without hesitation. They probably know the truth now, and might want to leave. Regardless, we need to find them first. However, their whereabouts have disappeared, luckily leaving footprints on the ground that extend all the way to the woods. Luca immediately hurried there. Soon after, they saw the parents' figures, and in front of them sat a red-haired woman who seemed to have noticed something. Feeling frightened, Luca quickly hid behind a tree, watching nervously for what would happen next, only to see the woman's expression look extremely pained. Luca focused and noticed that the wound on her leg had become inflamed. Fortunately, both parents were doctors, and they quickly treated the wound. Seeing this, Luca breathed a sigh of relief. It turned out they had come out to help the civilians outside, and I had actually doubted them. Luca felt ashamed and burst into tears. Suddenly, he felt a shock of realization. A bug beast is approaching. I didn't expect there were humans in this place. Now I can feast well. The father stood in front of the two women. Just as the horned beast was about to strike, Luca kicked it away. The red-haired woman was also a little surprised. She saw the logo on Luca's clothes. The horned beast is extremely angry. You, this annoying dragonfly, buzzing around, are really annoying. As it speaks, it is about to throw a punch. But it was immediately knocked down by Luca. Luca stepped on it, making it unable to move. And the parents finally saw the figure of their own child. At this point, a gun barrel has already reached the mouth of the horned beast. Luca's face was grim, and the restraining collar on his neck kept emitting warnings. Damn guy! How dare he touch my family? With that, he fired a shot. The horned beast was shot through, and lay motionless on the ground. Luca just turned around. But he saw another horned beast grabbing his father. Luca was very angry but didn't dare to approach easily. The horned beast made a strange laughter. If you have the courage, shoot. However, the father keeps urging everyone to run away. But none of the three took a step, while the red-haired woman observed Luca. Seeing that the horned beast had already brought his father to its mouth, the father quickly called for everyone to close their eyes. The mother couldn't bear to watch and could only cry out in sorrow. Suddenly, more than 10 spikes struck towards the father and the horned beast. The horned beast, unable to take any further action, was pierced through by the spikes. The spikes were pulled out, and both the father and the horned beast fell to the ground. The mother hurried forward. Luckily, the spikes all missed the father, while Luca looked shocked at the figure releasing the spikes beside her. "You're also a bug beast," she said, but the person remained silent, looking at Luca with strange eyes. Although she was a powerful bug beast, she chose to stand on the side of humans. Unaware, Luca aimed her gun at her directly. The pink enchantress, undisturbed, while the father shielded her. "This child is not a villain. She's a good child just like you." Seeing this, Julia canceled the bug beast transformation. Luca remained cautious. "Dad, did you know her identity all along?" Earlier, the parents were still wandering outside. They encountered the injured Julia along the way. At that moment, a bug beast suddenly appeared, and it was Julia who handled it. Since then, Julia has been traveling with them, and it was thanks to Julia's parents that they could safely arrive at shelter. She had to stay outside because of her identity. So rest assured, she does not have any ill intentions toward us," Luca shouted loudly. "Even so, you cannot come out." Suddenly, he realized that he was losing control of his emotions, and both of them looked apologetic. "I'm sorry, it seems we have caused trouble. Does that mean you also drilled through the wall?" The two were shocked. "How is that possible? That wall is 5 meters thick. We just happened to discover this hole, and were worried about Julia, so we didn't report it," said Luca with an even uglier expression. "If it wasn't them, then it means the security system may have been tampered with. So how did you keep in touch with Julia?" Hearing this, the father nervously took out a small device that he and his mother used to communicate with, which they had given to Julia before parting ways. Luca snatched the device. "Let's go, it's time to go back." They unpacked their bags and took out various items for Julia before their farewell. Julia also bowed to them as they parted, showing some reluctance. The next day, Luca returned to the base and started sparring with Clara. But after a few moves, he was knocked down by Clara. Clara jokingly said, "You look very tired, Luca." Luca replied sheepishly, "It's because you've been training too hard recently. I really can't beat you." Upon hearing this, Clara felt somewhat delighted. Indeed, exercising can enhance our strength. After receiving Luca's approval, she was overjoyed. On the other side, Ryan is also sparring with Ladybug Beast. Unlike the relaxed style with Ladybug Beast, Ryan is very serious. But as soon as Ryan dodged a sweep, he was immediately subdued. Ladybug Beast even taunted, "Your skills are really lousy. Try harder. You are no longer the black ant who could win by strength alone." After Ryan's strike, the spike made him repel Ladybug Beast, and he no longer attacked. Instead, he withdrew the knife back onto himself. "Let's call it quits here. I'm afraid that if we continue, I might kill you." Ryan, on the other hand, assumed an attacking posture. "Shut up and keep going." At this moment, a hint of black aura emanated from the broken blade in his hand. The black aura unexpectedly penetrated Ryan's body. Ryan hurriedly released the dual blade. The black aura on the knife gradually dissipated. Ladybug Beast launched a merciless ridicule. "What are you doing? Don't tell me you can't even muster the strength to hold a knife anymore." Ryan ignored him. He didn't know what kind of feeling it was now. Suddenly, a strange sound rang out. Everyone didn't know where it was coming from. Soon, Ryan sensed something. He immediately picked up the pair of knives. This feeling is a bug beast. But how is that even possible in this kind of place? Outside the base at the same time, 3 large birds are flying nearby, each carrying a person on its back and holding a jar in its claws. Ryan's feeling is becoming clearer and clearer. He runs and reminds to get ready for battle quickly. The enemy is approaching. And at this moment, the leader, Draclight, took a big sip from a canister of liquid and then sprayed the liquid toward Shelter's defensive net in one breath. Instantly, sparking electricity surged and a large dent was smashed into the city wall. Draclight, with great interest, looked at his masterpiece. It was indeed a well-aimed shot. Here comes the Skyworm organization finally attacking Shelter. 3 members of the Skyworm arrived on flying birds in a grand manner. They are all trusted aides of the 6 Feet cadre. Standing at the front is the previously beaten-up Draclight, who is the 3rd-in-command underling. Next is Maya, who looks like a beautiful warrior. She is a member under the 6th-in-command. There is also the solemn 2nd-in-command underling Arturo. The pest extermination organization quickly located their whereabouts. Security team leader Nora ordered underling to zoom in on the image, only to see those few people approaching aggressively. She immediately ordered to intercept with a laser cannon. They saw the black figure on the opposite side suddenly inhale a liquid even before the laser cannon could fire. He sprayed towards the Shelter from a distance. The city wall of Shelter was directly hit, and a gap was created. Nora's expression became extremely serious, immediately sounding a level 1 alarm. "Take them down immediately. We must not let them break into the Shelter. Aim the laser cannon directly at the incoming enemies. Fire 2 rounds without hesitation." Draclight and Maya, however, remain unfazed, while only Arturo transforms into Armor Arm.